My name is Judge William B. Enright, and Karen and I served together for 27 years on the federal court here. There are two very great treasures in my life, Karen Hughes and my wife Betty and my family.
Karen and I volunteered on a project together. At the court, we had a program called Bring Your Child to Work Day, and Karen had been working at the court for years before I started, and she was involved in this program. Magistrate Judge Pappas was very involved, and so in the year that I was at the court, Karen and I and some others wrote a script for a mock trial.
And I think Karen taught me that, you don't have to repay somebody or owe somebody. But to really reflect on how they've impacted your life and really, truly, sincerely be grateful for what they do for you.
Peaceful conflict resolution skills. As a lawyer in the profession, you see so much unnecessary disputation and litigation, really, and frankly, adults and lawyers who sometimes don't employ skills of listening and empathy. And I think it fascinated Karen to think about how to instill some of those skills in children.
You don't get to interact with people very often that really see you for your authentic self, right? So many people, I think, interact and see people through their filter. And Karen had a talent of removing her filter and really authentically seeing people for who they were.
She was always resolute. She was always my champion to the world at large. We were part of the privilege who came to know her, to respect her, to be devoted to her, and now to very deeply mourn her passing.
She really, I think, saw this. I don't think it's easy for anybody's end of life and to really be faced with that and have a definitive end time. But I think Karen did it with grace and dignity and humor.
So Karen and I were involved in a book club group. And we would get together depending on everyone's schedules, maybe every other month or quarterly. And I really enjoyed that time with her. She's so insightful. Just hearing her views on what we were reading and her sharing her thoughts, I really enjoyed that. Karen also mentored two women. One of whom was a former foster youth, and another was a refugee to this country from Eritrea. And she was like a mother, I think, to both of them, or an aunt or a confidant, but she really, I think, wanted to help women find their sense of self.
I think one of the things I have loved about Karen is that she has an ability to really see who you are without you even knowing. When I first started working with Karen, I was a young foster youth with, we'll say, some abandonment and trust issues with adults. And I sort of assumed that she was going to get me into college and then that would be it. I would never see her again. And then on my high school graduation, she made me a quilt. And at the time I wanted to be a marine biologist. And she really incorporated, she didn't just sit down, and make a quilt. She incorporated my life and my likes and my favorite colors and my dream to be a marine biologist. And she researched and made sure that it was the exact size of a college-sized tall dorm bed.
She was, and I got to tell her that she was, my very strong and indomitable great anchor to the windward that permitted me and assisted me to withstand the many stresses, strains, and rigors of an active life, of 91 years of competition, contention, and controversy.
How does it feel to know that Karen is being honored in this way by the county bar?
I'm thrilled. that the Barr Foundation has decided to honor her in this way. And she loved plaques. She went to the U.S. Grant and enjoyed seeing the plaque there showing where the women barged in and grabbed a seat there at the restaurant. And this is obviously a different kind of plaque, but the thought that she is going to be there permanently recognized in the Superior Court really makes me very happy.
I think that Karen would be so honored to be acknowledged in this award ceremony. I don't think she would approve of it because that's not Karen. She was so humble and never wanted credit for anything that she ever did. But I think that she would be touched that her impact on the world is as big as it is. Because I don't think that she recognized how amazing she was.
Karen was a very great treasure to me, to our entire family, and is so deserving of this very distinguished award.